Hey guys, welcome back to BeamNG.drive, and this is the start of our Tough Car Challenge shakeup. As you can see here, I have the trip calculator up, and you can see it's sitting at about 1607.5. So I'm actually going to pull up to our leaderboard, and that put us at about actually right here at 1615. I just did a lap from this line to in one lap, and it did it in 1607.5. So I've done I've already done some driving, calculating. So I'm going to kind of give you the overview here. I'm actually going to back us up. Put it right here. We're going to clear the total distance, and we're going to do third person, and we're just going to drive around the track. And let's go ahead and go here, and I'll show you where the quarter, the half, the three-quarter marks actually are. And they're not as far off as you think they would be, surprisingly enough. So, oh shit, I need to set this on the right thing. Alright, so with it being about 1,600 yards, that means about every quarter is 400. So that means, as you can tell, looking up here, we're coming up on our what would be our first waypoint, which is going to be right after we get to the top of the Widowmaker and start down the hill, pretty much right here. Right here, after the top of the Widowmaker, we start down the hill. This is going to be our first waypoint. That would be if we decide to keep this track. I'm just trying to get the metrics, get the numbers of how off I really am. So, because if you look here, we're coming up to what I was calling the halfway point. And it's not halfway, it's maybe a third. So, it is definitely incorrect. So, coming through here, coming up to the S-curve, it looks like we're on my notes here, the S-curve is at the start right about here. Oh, look at that, right on the button. So right after we pass this intersection, going into the S-curve, this is the true halfway point. So, it's good to know. So from here, you think, wait a second, this doesn't seem quite right. It seems like you got to go all the way around and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Remember, we're kind of halfway through the little loop on each side, so it kind of makes sense that it's going to be in a similar location on this half of the track. So we come through here, and we're at about 1,000 of 1,600, so we're at about that. I'm not going to try to reduce that down right now. So coming up here on 1,200, which that will be right after you get over this jump here. Put the clutch in so you can coast down. It's going to be right about as we get ready to... right there. Pretty much right about halfway between the hill and the transition. Actually, it's like right after the end of the hill there. Yeah, it's right after the hill as we get ready to transition back to the tarmac. So, as we pop back up, come around here, the U-turn, the little U-ey. There we go. To the last little rally section. And I mean, again, I'm not, as you guys can tell, I'm not driving this thing very fast. We're not trying to set any laps here, any records. We're just trying to get some measurements, trying to be accurate here, at least as accurate as I can get. And this is interesting. this is very interesting. And this just shows I'm going to have to do more research, because the past 2 times I did this, it was 1600 and 1607. Now it's 1624. So those areas now, they're still pretty damn accurate, but it's going to take a lot more time for me to put into this. But I'm going to save you guys the boredom. Once I start getting the numbers, I'll kind of go over, I'll show them to you guys what I've seen. We'll do another round of this and show you exactly where each waypoint will be. And then I'll show you guys if I've decided to keep the current track layout, or, since we can mess with this layout a little bit, if we've decided to do something different. So, I mean, there's a possibility here. So, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. Please like, subscribe, all that good fun shit. Until next time, have a good one.